He got into that was he was 16 years old. He was painting the outdoors of a radio station in Pennsylvania, and the DJ walked off the job. So the producer came outside, saw him painting, and said, "Hey, do you want to spin some records for me?" Okay, sure. So he came in and he learned how to be a DJ. While he was a DJ for that company, he learned how to do some fundraising because the local ambulance company was supported by fundraising. So he then grew up, got a job as an engineer, and he got transferred to Lafayette, Louisiana for his job. When he first got there, he hated it. He said they eat funny food, it's way too spicy. They go to school in these flat-bottom boats. The mosquitoes are as big as birds, and he just hated everything about it. After a year, he had fallen in love with the place. So when his company said, "We're going to transfer you back to DC," he said, "I don't think so." He quit his job, and he did the one thing he knew how to do. He started an ambulance company because he saw a need and he thought, "I can do that." So he hired Vietnam vet medics, to run it as the paramedics, and then he would sleep in the little room that he had to run dispatch. And if he would dispatch, he would sleep there, he would watch the ambulances. Started with 3 ambulances, and he said, "I was just content to pay my bills, and all I really wanted to do was save every life that I could." So that was his goal, save every life that he could. And now that he's built this behemoth company, $400 million, he's had really smart people from universities say, "If you were more strategic about the growth, you could have grown faster or quicker." And I said, "I don't think so. If you had that idea in your mind, it wouldn't have worked like it did." So the reason I wanted to bring his story up is you can't always plan for the opportunities in life. You don't always know what's going to be presented to you. But when you take the next logical step and you do what you know in your heart feels right, you'll probably be in the right place. Another thing that I started scheming and thinking, okay, well, her mom works at the hospital next door to Children's Hospital. If I get her down there, get her evaluated, and the airport's really close to Children's, I can still make this flight. This is going to work out great. Has anybody ever had to go to the ER? So you already know where the story's going, right? So I made one phone call. All I had to do was send out, I think, 2 or 3 more texts, letting them know what was happening. Ultimately, she had surgery at 8 p.m. that night. And what happened on the back end was that Amy and Justin took care of everything and called the client and asked the client if we could move back the training 1 hour the next day, such that I could be in the hospital with my baby when she had the appendectomy surgery at 8 p.m. that night on the 17th. Because Amy and Justin worked everything out and contacted the client, and the client was amenable to moving the training back, what it enabled me to do was when baby came out of surgery, she had, have you had laparoscopic surgery lately? They blow you up with that air, and they fill you up, and it hurts. And the only way to get that air out is you got to walk around, you got to walk it out. So one of my favorite memories in life is midnight on January 18th, cruising the halls of Children's Hospital, little 9-year-old baby chatting it up with me, telling me all of her stories as she's still kind of post-op, trying to get this air out in her hospital gown and socks there, shuffling along in Children's Hospital. And what enabled that was a client who was willing to push the train back so that I could fly out the next morning and get there just an hour later. Amy and Justin working everything behind the scenes. In my eyes, Amy and Justin are heroes because they enabled me to be with somebody incredibly important. So whether you're building a $400 million company or you're doing ordinary things that enable people to live better, you're changing lives. Now, December 31st, she was leading a group in Costa Rica. They took off from the San Juan airport and apparently hit some high winds. And the whole plane went down and there were no survivors. Amanda died doing something she absolutely loved to do. And I love the story for that reason, but most of all, the reason I love the story is that Amanda and I traded some messages over the last year about living authentically. She chose, especially in the last year, to be real, to be authentic, and to really connect with people, to not put on the mask, to not have pretense. And she said, I think I'm really finally discovering my true worth by doing that. So my encouragement to you, ladies and gentlemen, is to live life to the fullest, to give it everything you've got because you don't know when the lights are out, to make life easier for other people, to be a joy and not a burden to them, and to connect in a real way. And as you do that, I know you're going to be happier. I know you're going to have more success. And then just keep following those little signposts along the road that will tell you the right place to go. A couple of months ago, Amanda was able to walk the Camino de Santiago in Spain, which is a famous path. And they have a saying on that path called Buen Camino. And what it means is, I wish you a good journey. So Amanda, I wish her Buen Camino, and I wish all of you Buen Camino in life, a good journey.